Denji just cannot catch a break, man. The look on my boy's face when Asa tells him that I don't even like you, I hate you, and he's just like, what? Like, I wouldn't put it past Denji's history with women to think that if a woman hated him, that she would still want to come over to his place and hang out. Judging by the kind of reactions he's gotten from various girls in his life, it seems kind of normal, though he still sits there thinking about it. He's like, is it because I smell bad? Do I smell like dogs? I don't know why. But she's still here. She's still sitting down and hanging out with me. And when she says that she's doesn't really like him at all, she's just been using him as a distraction. And that one hurt. Been there. But I think this chapter does two things that Chainsaw Man does fantastically. Number one is it is extremely hilarious. I was laughing through the entire chapter. It was just so, it kind of distracts you from the amount of serious intensity that is lurking behind the scenes just because of how funny particular things are. But then it also hits you over the head with the reminder of all of the horrible things that have already happened and a tease into the potential outcome of what this could mean moving forward, where the cliffhanger ends at the end of this chapter. So, and I think that part two of Chainsaw Man in particular has been really good at that, of kind of using an entire chapter to build the story, but through the eyes of the characters, adding into a bunch of like hilariously awkward moments, and then all of a sudden ending on this very serious, dark kind of promise of things to come. And I just feel like this whole segment has been very, very good at that. And this chapter might in particular be a good representation of that. Now, great things happening here. So Asa does come over to Denji's apartment and he gives her all these rules that she has to follow, which he kind of teased at the end of the last chapter. And he's like, you can't open any other doors that aren't my apartment. She's like, why would I do that? You can't open the fridge. Why would I open someone's fridge? That's rude. I love when they're sitting down and watching the TV with a little kind of VHS connecting part to it. Because if you grew up in the 90s or even the early 2000s, we all had a TV like that, just those little box TVs that had the built-in VCR. I got really nostalgic about it. Denji states that the final rule that you have to follow is that when my roommate comes home, you can't make out with me in front of her. To which this is what makes Asa respond so viscerally, being like, why would I even want to make out with you at all? That's disgusting. I don't even like you. Just her intentional awkwardness kind of coming through, which I love. I love her responses to that, because the entire goal, the entire point is to get Denji to like her so that she could use him as a weapon, but she refuses to kind of reciprocate anything back to him. And anytime that there is that, and it goes back to kind of like, I guess how it was maybe to be like in a teenage relationship era, where you don't want to be the first one to admit feelings, or you don't want to seem stupid that you like somebody else, and so you want somebody else to like you without you having to say you like them. And if you think that they don't like you, you're wondering why don't they like you, and it's just this whole back and forth thing that, like, dude, thank God I'm not fucking in high school anymore. But yeah, it's just kind of that like traditional young awkwardness when it comes to relationships, and who's going to be the first one to admit it and who's going to be the first one to kind of fall into it. And so Asa's clever plan is to seem like she doesn't like Denji so much that he would never suspect that she might like him a little bit, which is such a stupid way to go about it, but whatever, they're teenagers, that's just the way that it is. And to which Denji just thinks like, what do you mean? She said she wanted to hang out with me. She wanted to go out. She was on a date. Like, we hung out at the aquarium. We had starfish together. That's like a fourth level date activity right there. Of course, as all that is going on inside of Denji's head, inside of his inner monologue, we have Yoru take over Asa's body to make Denji even more confused than our poor boy has been his entire life when it comes to women, as that he looks over and this girl that just told him that she's only using him as a distraction and she doesn't care about him at all of a sudden starts creeping up on him, trying to kiss him. And, you can see Denji's kind of awkwardness. I don't know if it's because maybe he just doesn't want puke in his mouth. I don't know what it is, but he's like cringes back a little bit. And it's just what could be, a very cute moment between two people coming together is just this intensely uncomfortable moment of Denji being like, what the fuck is going on? Also, Yoru going for the Denji sword again, like trying to get him on the top of the head, touch him on top of the head. At the same time, we are finally introduced to the character that has been in the background for this entire run of Chainsaw Man Part 2, which is, of course, Nayuta, this reincarnation version of the Control Devil, who, at this point, is resembling very, very well her previous incarnation of Makima, even right down to the same kind of braided hair. And maybe it's her choice to kind of look like her previous incarnation, or maybe Denji is sort of, having a hand in it as well. That sounds like it could be kind of creepy, and that's not how I mean it. I just mean, like, because of all of his thoughts and feelings of Makima, he's really trying to protect and provide for this version, even if that's not probably something he should be doing. I think he's probably trying to give her everything that she wants, just trying to make her life as good as possible in memory of Makima, but at the same time, that of course causes Denji to fall more into the role of servitude, which I think plays into, Naruto opens the door, sees this happening. This is one of the rules that you're not supposed to break. You're not supposed to make out with Denji in front of her. And she says, thief. And she just points at her. And I got like flashbacks of Bang. And then I started to really miss Power. And I just really miss Power. But instead of an explosion, we have one of the control chains kind of come out and just like go straight through Yoru's head. Now, obviously, Chainsaw Man has ended on many cliffhangers of characters potentially dying and not, though it has killed I really miss Power. But I don't think that Asa is any danger of dying. I think that she probably attacked Yoru specifically. And if you remember, that Famine knew could sense who Yoru was right away. And probably, I would imagine that Yoru and now Naruto, now that they made eye contact and they saw each other, I would assume that maybe they recognized each other. And maybe the same way that Famine kind of took Yoru out somewhere, where Asa was kind of left without her. Maybe this is something similar that's happening here, where Naruto sees her and just like, hey, you, like one of the sisters, because obviously this whole this segment is building up probably to the Four Horsemen. Like, this is going to be what this is when disaster truly strikes in Chainsaw Man Part 2. We're gonna have the Control Devil, Famine, War, and Death, and Death is the one that we have yet to meet, and we're building up to it. So I imagine there's some kind of conversation that's going to be had. I imagine that Yoru probably recognizes this, like senses it, I would assume. But yeah, so Denji is going to probably find out now that the War Devil is connected with Asa. But I still don't think that we're going to get the reveal to Asa that Denji is Chainsaw Man yet. I still think that's going to be kept on the back burner, and that's going to be something that will come down the line. I really don't think we're going to get that in the next chapter, but I do think we're going to get some kind of recognition between the two Horseman Devils. Perhaps. I don't know. Or maybe not. Or maybe Asa's just dead, and Denji is once again left alone. Yeah. Oh, also there's a fart chart in this. Yeah, apparently Naruto is making Denji keep track of how many times he farts in a month. So that's amazing. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with that information. But it's there. So yeah. Anyways, guys, if you have read chapter 119 of Chainsaw Man, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Leave your thoughts, theories, ideas, opinions on the chapter down below. Would love to read your thoughts. Also, thanks for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to. I do manga reviews, anime, movie reviews, random live streams. I talk about other stuff. I don't know. I do things on here. I don't even know what I do. I just do things, man. I just do things. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, guys, subscribe if you want to. If you want to support the channel at a deeper level, I do have a Patreon, merch store, and channel memberships turned on down below. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll talk to you next time.